Sweet Creek Patterns, where I feature more faux fur crochet patterns. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a half double crochet. This is going to be part of my How to Crochet for Beginners YouTube series. And so let's get started. Alright, so the supplies that you'll need today are any kind of yarn and hook that you want, but today I'm using Premier Basics worsted in the color light gray. And then I'm also using We Crochet's Faux Fur in the color Volpe. I believe it's spelled V-O-L-P-E. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to show you first how to make half double crochets with just basic normal yarn. Then I'll show you how you can do it with basic normal yarn and then furry yarn and then just furry yarn. So to begin, I'm just going to grab from the center of my ball of yarn, and I'm going to start by making a chain. Now in the last video that I created, which was, or no, in 2 videos ago that I created, which was how to make a chain. So I showed you how to do a chain, and then my previous video I showed you how to make a single crochet, and so now in today's video I'm going to show you how to do half double crochet. So to begin, you're going to make a slip knot, and all you do to do that is you put your yarn at the base of your finger, pinch at the base of your finger, then take the top and wrap it around your finger twice like so, and then you're just going to hold that yarn strand. Now you're going to take the back loop, bring it up and over to the front, and now you're going to take the new back loop and bring it up and over and off your finger, and then tighten. And now you're going to chain however many you want to chain for the pattern that you're following or whatever you're doing. So I'm just going to chain probably about 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so I just chained to 12, and now what you're going to do is in the second chain from hook, you're going to half double crochet. So what you're going to do is the loop on your hook does not count as a stitch. You're going to skip the first chain, so you can see in a chain you can tell by its kind of V. So let me just pull out the hook for a second. So this is a big loop, and then this is the first V. And you can see that it has a left loop, a right loop, and then if you flip it to the back, there's like a bump. So another right there. I hope you guys can see that. So if you switch it to the front, there's a left V, then a right V, and then if you switch it to the back, there's a bump. And you can see that for each of the chains there you go. For each of the chains there is a like a lump, yeah. So now what I'm going to show you how to do is you're going to make a half double crochet. So you're going to, the loop on your hook does not count as a stitch. You're going to skip the first chain, and then you're going to yarn over. So to do that, you're just going to go like this, and then you're going to insert into the second chain. So look for the second V. You're going to insert into the top of the V, then you're going to yarn over, pull through, then you're going to yarn over, which just means wrap your hook around your yarn, wrap your yarn around your hook, excuse me, and then you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So 1, and you kind of want to sometimes kind of wiggle it through, 2, 3. There we go. So I'll show you how to do that again, and I'll bring it a little closer. So now you can see that there's kind of this hole where I just did the half double crochet, and you're not going to go into this chain right here. You're going to skip, well, you already went into that one, so now you're going to go into the next one right here. So there's the next V, and you're going to go right into there. And you can kind of feel it in the back too, that there's, okay, here's the next lump. And you're going to insert. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And you're just going to continue that for however many times or rows that you'll need for your pattern. And then once you are done with that, you then can do whatever you want for the rest of the pattern. So all you do, once again, is just yarn over this loop that is the bigger one. You're not going to go into that. You can kind of see where it stops and then where the next loop or next chain is. So you're going to insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And I'm just going to finish up this row super quick, and then I will show you what it looks like when you are on row 2 of this. So let me just finish this up. Okay, I just did my last chain, and you'll know that it's your last chain because there'll be like a little knot at the end and you won't have any more V's to go into. So that's what my row of half double crochets looks like. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now, when you're looking at, this is the back technically of your first row, you're going to look first at the top. So if you look at the very top, there's 2 loops once again, just like in there when there was a chain. So there's this loop and then there's this loop. And in some patterns, it will say whatever the stitch is in the front loop only, and some will say in the back loop only. But then, so then you just would go down right through and then grab the 1 loop. And those kind of add just a really pretty texture to your just standard half double crochet. Okay, but now I'm going to show you how to do just another basic stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert, and you can kind of see that there's a hole here. So this is called the 3rd loop right down here. But then we're not going to go in the 3rd loop. We're going to just look at the top and insert into the top 2 loops. So just like that. Yarn over, pull through, yarn, pull through all 3 loops. So what you're going to do is you can kind of see that there's a hole right there. You're going to insert into that, and then when you insert into that, you'll get both loops. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So that's how you're going to do for just basic yarn. Now I'm going to take this out, and if you ever need to take it out, all you do is you just pull on the working strand, and it'll come out really nicely. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use faux fur and this yarn and how that works. So I'm going to grab my 10mm crochet hook, and I'm going to first start by making a slip knot once again. To do that, you're going to put the yarn at the base of your fingers, wrap it around your top of your finger twice, take the back loop, bring it to the front, and I'm going to separate them so you can see. Then take the new back loop and bring up and over and off your finger, and then tighten that one. And you'll want to make sure both strands are tight. I'm going to insert my hook, and now I'm going to chain 12 once again. So 1, 2, 3. And to make a chain, all you're going to do is yarn over and pull through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now once again, you can kind of see where your right loop, and you can feel it too. So you can feel that here's my right loop, for example, and then here's my left loop, and then if you feel on the back, you'll feel the 3rd loop, which is a little hard to feel because we're using a bigger hook, so you don't feel it as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over and insert into the 2nd chain from hook. Your loop on your hook never counts as a stitch. You're going to skip your first half double crochet, and then you're going to yarn over, insert, into the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And we're just going to consider these 2 strands one. Okay, so you just yarn over, then you can feel where we just went, and then you're going to feel for the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn, pull through all 3 loops. So that's how it goes. It's a little bit easier to do this than just to work with plain faux fur yarn, when you have no regular yarn with it too, because it just makes it a little bit easier to see and feel for your stitches, but you definitely wouldn't have to do it if you didn't want to. Okay, I'm going to just finish out this row, so yarn over, insert, there we go, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now one thing I wanted to note is that the chain that we skipped, and then we did a half double crochet into the second chain from hook. Sometimes that chain will count as a half double crochet, and sometimes that won't. It just depends on the designer who is making the pattern and what their preference is. Normally for my patterns, I do the chain, the original chain and the chains going afterward to turn, I do not count as a stitch, but some people or some designers do count that as a stitch. Now I'm going to just finish out this row so I can show you once again what it will look like for round 2. And I'm just going to insert, there we go. We're almost done. And this will kind of show you the how working with a bigger yarn and bigger hook makes it a lot bigger than what the last one was. So now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and now I, as a pattern designer, don't count the chain as a stitch, but if the pattern designer does count as a stitch, you're going to skip your first half double crochet because that's a stitch, and then you're going to go into the next one, if that makes sense. So the chain will count as your first half double crochet, and so you're going to go into the second half double crochet. But I don't do that, so I'm just going to yarn over, insert into the first half double crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops in my hook. And so let me see if I can show you real quick. You'll feel, once you get comfortable with this, you can just easily feel it. But here's the this loop, and then here's this loop, and you're just going to kind of feel, you can kind of feel the hole where, so on my last time I showed you, you could see the hole, but now you can just kind of feel the hole. So that's what it will be like. Now I'm going to take this out and show you how to do half double crochet with just faux fur yarn. It's basically the exact same. Ooh, there we go. And when you're using 2 strands, sometimes when you pull it apart, you have to pull one more than the other. And so sometimes it gets a little stuck, but normally you can just easily get that. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a quick showing you just how to do faux fur. So wrap it around your finger twice, take the back loop, bring it to the front, take the new back loop, bring it up and over. Now I'm going to chain 12 or maybe less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm going to half double, the loop on my hook does not count as a chain. It never does, at least as far as I know. The first, you can feel the first chain, you're not going to go into that, you're going to go into the second chain. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And you can feel, so now you can feel that, and now you're just going to go into the next stitch. And I am going to just real quick finish this up so that you guys can, unfortunately with faux fur yarn, it's not, you can't really see the stitches, so it's hard to convey it on a video, but when you're working on it, you can feel it quite well. especially if you're using a bigger hook. So like sometimes I've used a 3.5mm hook for faux fur, and that is quite hard. But if you're using a bigger hook, it's not hard to feel your next stitch or chain, whatever you're doing. So now I just finished row 1, and then I'm going to do my last half double crochet, chain 1, turn, and now you can kind of see where this is the one loop and then this is the second loop, and you're just going to insert into both. Now, of course, I mentioned this earlier, but if you're doing a pattern with a front loop only, you're going to go into the front loop only, and back loop only is BLO and FLO. So front loop only and back loop only. Oops, there we go. And then you just can continue doing whatever pattern you want. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when all my videos go live. I make a new video on Fridays, and so I'd love to see you there.